Join Kids Hut Stories.
Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by tall trees, there lived a kind and hardworking woodcutter. Every day, he would go into the forest with his trusty axe to chop wood. He wasn't rich, but he was happy with what he had. The woodcutter loved nature and took only what he needed, never hurting the forest more than necessary. One bright and sunny day, the woodcutter went to the forest as usual. He found a big, strong tree near a sparkling river and began to chop. But suddenly, as he was swinging his axe, it slipped from his hands and flew into the river with a loud splash. The woodcutter's heart sank. His axe was his most important tool, and without it, he couldn't do his work. The river was deep and fast, and he knew he couldn't get the axe back on his own. Just when the woodcutter was feeling sad and hopeless, something amazing happened. A beautiful fairy rose out of the river. She had a gentle smile and wore a shimmering dress that sparkled like sunlight on water. The fairy asked the woodcutter why he was so sad. With tears in his eyes, the woodcutter told her about his lost axe. The fairy listened carefully and then said, "Don't worry, kind woodcutter. I will help you find your axe." The fairy dived into the river, and when she came back up, she was holding a shiny golden axe. "Is this your axe?" she asked. The woodcutter looked at the beautiful golden axe, but shook his head. "No, that's not mine," he said honestly. The fairy smiled and dived into the river again. This time, she came up with a sparkling silver axe. "Is this your axe?" she asked. The woodcutter looked at the silver axe, but again, he shook his head. "No, that's not mine either," he said. Finally, the fairy went under the water one more time and came back with the woodcutter's old, worn-out iron axe. "Is this your axe?" she asked. The woodcutter's face lit up with joy. "Yes, that's my axe," he exclaimed. The fairy was very pleased with the woodcutter's honesty. "Because you were honest, I will give you all 3 axes," she said with a warm smile. The woodcutter was overjoyed and thanked the fairy with all his heart. From that day on, the woodcutter's honesty became a legend in the village, teaching everyone the importance of telling the truth.
Once upon a time there lived a young boy who was very poor. He did odd jobs to be able to buy his daily food and go to school. One day after school, the boy was very hungry. He said to himself, "I don't have any money today, and I have no job lined up till the night. How will I make it through the day? Maybe I should just have some water to fill my stomach." So the boy decided to ask one of the houses in the neighborhood for a glass of water. He knocked on the neighbor's door and a young girl opened the door. The boy said, "I am very thirsty, can you please give me a glass of water?" "Yes, wait a minute," said the girl. The girl saw the boy's condition and realized how hungry he was. So, instead of a glass of water she brought him a glass of milk. The boy was really surprised to see the milk. He said, "I cannot take this, because I do not have any money to pay you for it." "It's okay. You don't have to pay me for it," said the girl. The boy was very shocked and excited. He thanked the girl and drank the glass of milk. He felt a lot better immediately. He thanked her again and went his way. Wow, what a kind girl. Just a simple glass of milk made a big difference in that hungry boy's day. But kindness is a two-way street, and sometimes good deeds come back to you in unexpected ways. Let's see what happens next. Many years went by. One day the same girl, who was now a woman, fell very ill. She was taken to the hospital. The tests revealed that she had a rare kind of disease that would need great care for many months. Dr. Philip was assigned to take care of her case. Dr. Philip met the girl and excitedly said to her, "Don't worry, we will take care of you." As he promised, Dr. Philip took great care of her. He visited her daily, stayed by her bedside at nights and made sure that she was always comfortable. After 6 months of intensive treatment in the hospital, the girl was finally well and could go home. But now she was little tense and worried. She called the nurse to her room and said, "I am healthy now, but I am worried. It is time for me to pay the hospital bill, but I am afraid, I won't have enough money to do so." The nurse smiled and happily said, "Oh, you don't need to worry about it, your bill has already been paid." "What? By whom?" the girl asked curiously. The nurse said, "Have a look yourself at the bill." The girl was astonished as the bill was cancelled across and it was written in big bold letters. "Paid in full years ago with a glass of milk." It was signed by Dr. Phillips. The girl couldn't believe her luck. Dr. Phillips was the same young boy that she had helped many years ago. Today, the boy had become a doctor and saved her life. So never hesitate from helping others. You never know how your one good deed can turn into another good one. Remember, even the smallest act of kindness can have a big impact on someone's life. Just like a tiny seed can grow into a mighty tree, a kind gesture can blossom into something truly wonderful. What do you think about this story, friends? Have you ever done something kind that came back to you in a good way? One day a son questioned his father, "Daddy, what is the value of my life?" His father handed him a stone and replied, "My son, if you wish to discover the worth of your life, take this stone and head to the market. If someone inquires about its price, remain silent and show 2 fingers." The boy complied with his father's guidance and proceeded to the market. After a while, an elderly woman came up to him and asked, "What is the value of this stone?" The boy stayed quiet and raised 2 fingers. The woman assumed $2 and attempted to pay. The boy, taken aback, hurried to his father and recounted the incident of the old woman in the market offering $2 for the stone. His father instructed him, "Son, now go to the museum. If anyone inquires about the price, keep quiet and show 2 fingers." The son complied and went to the museum. After around 20 minutes, a well-dressed middle-aged man approached and inquired, "Sir, what is the value of this stone?" Once again, the boy stayed silent and displayed 2 fingers. The man exclaimed, "$200. I will buy it." Fearful and anxious, the boy hurried back to his father, revealing that the man at the museum was interested in purchasing the stone for $200. The father then directed his son to head to a stone market. If anyone inquires about the price, keep quiet and show 2 fingers. With excitement bubbling inside him, the son rushed to the market, located a stone shop, and entered. An elderly man was positioned behind the counter, and upon catching sight of the stone, he leaped up in astonishment, declaring, "My goodness, I have searched for this stone my whole life. What are you asking for it? How much is it?" Without uttering a word, the boy raised 2 fingers. The old man proposed $20,000 for the stone, leaving the boy absolutely stunned. He quickly went back to his father, announcing, "Dad, the elderly gentleman offered me $20,000 for the stone." With a smile, the father responded, "Look, son, someone who understands the value of a stone has offered you the highest amount because he recognizes its true worth. The same goes for your life. You determine its value. You can decide to be a $2 stone or a $20,000 stone. You have the power to determine the worth of your own life. Keep in mind that there are loved ones for whom you are everything, and there are others who may see you as a commodity, not understanding your true value. Once a child came to visit his grandfather during his summer holidays. He used to play with his grandpa all the time. One day he said to his grandpa, "When I grow up, I want to become a really successful man. Can you tell me some ways to be successful?" Grandfather nodded, yes, and took the boy with him to a nearby nursery. From nursery, his grandpa bought 2 small plants and came back home. Then, he planted one plant in a pot and kept it inside the house. And planted another one outside the house. He asked the boy, "What do you think? Which of these 2 plants will grow better in future?" Boy kept thinking for some time and then said, "The plant inside the house will grow better because it is safe from every danger. While a plant outside is at risk of many things, like strong sunlight, storms, animals, etc." Grandfather smiled and said, "Let's see what happens in future." After that, boy left with his parents. After 4 years, boy came to visit his grandfather again. When the boy saw his grandfather, he said, "Grandpa, last time I asked you some ways to be successful, but you did not tell me anything. But this time you have to tell me." Grandfather smiled and said, "Sure, but first, let's take a look at plants that we bought a few years back." Saying this, grandfather took the boy to a place where he had planted a small plant in a pot. They saw that the plant had turned into a tree. Then he took the boy to look at the plant which they had planted outside. There, they saw that a huge tree stood with its branches spread far and wide, providing shade to passers-by. Now, grandfather looked at the boy and asked, "Tell me which plant grew more, and which is more successful." The boy replied, "The one we planted outside." "But grandpa, how is this possible? That plant must have faced so many dangers. Still, it grew so big." Grandfather smiled and said, "Yes, the plant outside had to face many things, but dealing with problems had its benefits too. The plant outside had the freedom to spread its roots as much as they wanted. Problems like storms made its roots stronger. Today, it is so strong that a small storm cannot cause any harm to it. Son, what I am about to tell you is very important, so always remember it. Then you will be successful in whatever you do in life. If you always make comfortable choices, then you will not be able to grow as much as you can. If you are ready to face this world despite all the dangers, then no goal is impossible for you to achieve. Never think of problems as hurdles, but think of them as steps toward success." The boy took a long breath and stared at the tree. He understood his grandpa's words that obstacles which we consider enemies in life, the same obstacles make us stronger and more successful in life. Similarly, our life is like a great adventure filled with twists and turns that might seem like obstacles blocking our path, but guess what? These obstacles are like puzzles waiting to be solved. Just think about when you play a game, the fun part is figuring out how to overcome challenges. Life works the same way, each hurdle you face is a chance to learn, grow and become even stronger. So, don't let these roadblocks discourage you. Embrace them, tackle them and watch yourself level up in the game of life. You've got the skills, determination and spirit to conquer anything that comes your way. Hope you gain some value from this story and try to implement it in your life and always keep rising.
Hey everyone! Welcome to Kids Hut Stories. Have you ever made a promise or a wish for the new year, but didn't quite follow through? Well, today's story is all about a little girl named Lila who figured out the secret to turning wishes into reality and inspired her entire village along the way. Let's dive into the magical story of Lila's Lantern of Goals.
In the cheerful village of Brightwood, New Year's Eve was special. Every year, the villagers gathered in the square to light glowing lanterns called promise lanterns. They wrote their wishes or resolutions on small pieces of paper and tucked them inside the lanterns. The lanterns floated high into the sky, but Lila, a thoughtful little girl, noticed something strange. "Why do people make big promises and then forget them so quickly?" she asked her brother Jack. Jack shrugged. "It's just what everyone does, Lila." But Lila wanted to do things differently. Near the square, an old man named Mr. Solus was handing out lanterns. He had kind eyes and always gave the best advice. Lila walked up to him and said, "Mr. Solus, how can I make my promise come true?" He smiled warmly. "A promise is only as good as the plan behind it," he said. "If you want it to work, don't just make a wish, make a goal. And don't stop there. Think of the steps to reach it." Lila nodded. She didn't fully understand, but she was eager to try. Lila sat on a bench, thinking carefully. She wanted to grow a garden full of colorful flowers and fresh vegetables. Instead of writing just, "I'll grow a beautiful garden," she broke her promise into smaller steps. First, I will learn about planting seeds in January. Second, I'll start planting by March. Then, I'll water my garden every day. After this, I'll pull weeds once a week. When she finished, she felt proud. She handed her paper to Mr. Solus, who tucked it into a glowing lantern. When the clock struck midnight, the lanterns floated into the sky. Lila felt excited, not because of the floating lantern, but because she had a plan. In January, she borrowed gardening books from the library. In March, she planted seeds in the soft soil. Every day, she watered the plants and pulled weeds. By summer, her garden was blooming with daisies, tulips, and shiny tomatoes. By the next new year, the villagers noticed Lila's success. Jack said, "Lila, your garden is amazing. How did you do it?" "I didn't just wish for it," Lila said. "I worked on it step by step." Inspired, the villagers started making their own goals instead of vague promises. Every year, they worked hard to achieve them, and Brightwood became a place of dreams come true.
So, friends, Lila's story shows us an important lesson, that big dreams can come true when we break them down into small, achievable steps. Instead of just wishing, Lila worked hard and inspired her entire village. Now it's your turn. Think of one goal you want to achieve and write down the steps to make it happen. Hey kids, welcome to the world of forest friends. Have you ever thought that being small means you can't make a difference? Well, today's story is about a little squirrel named Benny who proved that even the tiniest hero can save the day. Let's jump in and see what happened on one snowy Christmas Eve.
It was Christmas Eve, and the forest was alive with joy. The rabbits were decorating the big pine tree, the foxes were sharing berries, and the birds were singing carols. Benny the squirrel watched quietly, feeling too small to join in. But as night fell, the sky darkened, and a fierce snowstorm swept through the forest. The animals huddled under the pine tree, shivering. The snow was falling so fast that they couldn't find their way back to their burrows. From his tree, Benny saw the animals trembling in the cold. His heart thumped. "I have to help," he thought. Benny remembered an old hollow log nearby. It was big enough for everyone and filled with dry moss that could keep them warm. Benny climbed down the tree and scurried to the frightened animals. "Follow me," he squeaked. "I know a safe place." The animals were nervous about walking through the deep snow, but Benny's determination gave them hope. "Stick together, and follow my tail," he said. Benny led the way, bounding ahead and clearing the path. He stopped often to make sure everyone was still with him. The wind howled, and the snow stung their faces, but Benny's courage kept them moving forward. Finally, they reached the hollow log. The animals rushed inside, their fur brushing against the soft moss. It was warm and dry, and they cuddled together, finally safe from the storm. "Benny, you're a hero," said the fox. The wise owl hooted, "It's not how big you are that matters, it's the size of your heart." Moral of the story: even the smallest among us can do big things with courage and kindness. Once upon a time, in a grand royal palace, there lived a mighty elephant. He was strong and tall, with shiny tusks, big flappy ears, and a gentle heart. The king loved him dearly and had him cared for like a prince. His stable was clean, his meals were fresh, and everyone admired the royal elephant. Not far from the palace lived a little stray dog. She had no home and no family. She wandered through the streets, looking for scraps to eat and a warm place to rest. One day, following the scent of sweet fruit and boiled rice, the dog tiptoed into the elephant's stable. There, she saw the big elephant munching happily, his food placed in golden bowls. The dog's stomach growled. The elephant looked down, surprised to see such a tiny visitor. He didn't trumpet or chase her away. Instead, he gently nudged one of his food bowls toward her with his trunk. The dog blinked. Was this real? She wagged her tail and nibbled at the food. It was warm and delicious. From that day on, the dog came to the stable every day. The elephant and the dog became the best friends. They ate together, napped together, and even played little games, like catch the coconut and splash in the bucket. The dog curled up near the elephant's feet every night, and the elephant would gently sway his trunk to keep her cool. Their friendship became the talk of the palace. But one day, something sad happened. A rich merchant visited the palace and saw the friendly little dog lying beside the elephant. "What a clever and beautiful dog," he said. "I'd like to buy her." Without asking the elephant, the stable keeper agreed and sold the dog. The merchant took her far, far away to his own home. The elephant didn't know what had happened. He waited and waited, but his friend never came back. Days passed. He stopped eating. He stopped playing. He didn't even lift his trunk to greet the king. The palace grew worried. The king came to see what was wrong. When he heard the full story, he was shocked. "The elephant is grieving for his friend," said the king softly. He ordered his men, "Find that merchant. Bring the dog back at once." The royal guards rode day and night until they found the merchant's house. The dog was there, but she looked sad and didn't eat much. When they brought her back to the palace, the elephant heard her tiny bark before he saw her. He lifted his head. His ears flapped. His eyes lit up. The dog ran into the stable, barking joyfully. The elephant let out a loud trumpet of happiness. The two friends were together again, snuggling, playing, and sharing meals just like before. Everyone in the palace smiled and knew, true friendship knows no size, no riches, and no walls. True friends never forget each other, and even the biggest hearts can miss the smallest companions.
Join Kids Hut Stories.
Once upon a time, in a peaceful forest, there lived a kind and gentle rabbit. The rabbit loved helping others and shared whatever little food he had with those in need. His friends, the fox, the monkey, and the otter, admired him for his kindness. They often talked about how generous the rabbit was, even though he was small and had so little. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the trees, the rabbit looked up at the sky and saw the full moon shining brightly. Its silver light made the forest glow, and the rabbit thought, "I wish I could do something special for the moon. It watches over us every night and makes the world so beautiful." The next morning, an old, wise-looking man walked into the forest. He looked tired and hungry. The rabbit, fox, monkey, and otter quickly approached him. The man said, "I have traveled far and have no food. Can you share something to eat?" The otter dashed to the river and brought fish. The monkey climbed trees to gather sweet bananas. The fox found some apples on the ground. But the rabbit didn't have anything special to offer. Feeling sad, the rabbit said to the man, "I don't have much to give. But if you build a fire, I will jump into it so you can have me for a meal." The man was shocked by the rabbit's words. He looked at the little creature and asked, "Would you really do that for me?" The rabbit nodded. "I would rather go hungry than let you suffer." The man built a fire, and the rabbit bravely hopped toward it. But just as he was about to leap, the man stopped him. The man smiled kindly and revealed his true identity. "I am the moon, and I came to test your kindness. You have shown true selflessness." The moon gently picked up the rabbit and carried him high into the night sky. "You shall always be remembered for your generosity," he said. To this day, if you look up at the moon, you can see the rabbit's shape, shining brightly as a reminder of kindness and selflessness. True kindness comes from the heart, and selflessness is the most beautiful gift one can offer.
Today's story is about a mighty lion and a tiny mouse. Have you ever felt like you're so small in a big, scary world? Well, this story will show you that even the smallest creatures can make a big difference. Let's start the story.
Once upon a time there lived a lion, who ruled the forest. One day after a satisfying meal, the lion decided to take a nap under a shady tree. A little mouse saw him and thought it would be fun to play on the lion. He began running up and down the sleeping lion. He ran up the tail and slide. He was excited and enjoying a lot. The lion woke up angrily with a loud roar, and the mouse started to run. However, he couldn't escape. The lion grabbed the mouse with his huge paw. The mouse struggled but could not rescue itself. The lion opened his big jaws to swallow him. The mouse was very scared, and said in a meek voice, "O king, I'm very scared, please don't eat me. Forgive me this time, and please let me go. I shall never forget it. Maybe one day, I can return you the favor by helping you." The lion laughed as it was so amused by the idea of a little mouse being able to help the mighty lion. He put the mouse down on the ground and let him go. "Thank you, king. I will never forget your kindness," said the mouse. The lion replied, "You are lucky, my friend, that I've just eaten. Now go, but don't mess with me again, or I will make a meal out of you." A few days later, few hunters came looking for the lion and set a trap to catch the lion. The hunters hid behind the tree waiting for the lion to approach the trap, while lion was roaming freely in the jungle. As soon as the lion set foot on the trap, the hunters pulled the ropes. Whoa! The lion was trapped and it started to roar loudly. It tried hard to escape the hunters, but could not succeed. The hunters were chanting and enjoying their feast, while the lion was still roaring loudly, and all the animals including the mouse could hear its roar. The hunters were celebrating their victory a little too soon. The mouse remembered his promise to the lion and determined that he wouldn't let the king be captured. "The king is in trouble, I must return the favor," said the mouse. It soon reached the place where lion was trapped. It said, "Don't worry, my king. I will set you free." The lion was surprised to see the mouse and started to think, how can a mouse help him? The mouse climbed up the trap and used his sharp little teeth to bite through the ropes. His sharp little teeth were the perfect tool for this job. Nibble by nibble, he chewed through the thick ropes. Finally, with a snap, the lion was free. The lion caught the hunters by surprise and viciously attacked them. The hunters made a run for their lives. Then, the lion turned to the mouse and said, "Thank you, mouse. You are so little, but so brave. You are a worthy friend of the lion. I will never trouble you again, live happily in my forest. You saved a king's life. Now you are the prince of this forest." The mouse felt happy and fulfilled. It said, "Thank you, king. Goodbye for now. I will see you later." "Oh. Where are you going?" said the lion. "Don't you want to play on me and slide down my tail?" The mouse gave a happy smile to King and a tale of strong jungle friendship started. The lion and the mouse became friends forever.
So, what do you think, friends? Was the mouse a brave hero or a bit of a reckless adventurer? This story tells us, even the smallest creatures can achieve great things. So remember, never underestimate yourself, and always be kind. You never know when you might be able to help someone in need.
In a lush green forest by a sparkling river, lived a tribe of monkeys led by a wise and kind monkey king. He was larger than the rest, with golden fur and gentle eyes. Near the river, there was a magical mango tree. Its fruits were sweet as honey and golden like the sun. The monkeys loved their mangoes, but the Monkey King had one rule. Never let a mango fall into the river. Humans must never know of this tree. Everyone agreed, until one day. A young monkey, munching on a mango, dropped the seed into the river without thinking. It floated away, unnoticed by the monkeys. Far downstream, the mango was found by a fisherman who had never seen such a juicy fruit. He brought it to the king of the land. The king tasted it, and was amazed. "Find me this tree. I want all its fruit." Soon, soldiers marched into the forest, following the river upstream. As the monkeys were playing, they heard strange noises. Drums. Shouting. Horses. Humans were coming. The Monkey King climbed to the top of the tree and saw soldiers setting up camp. The king ordered his monkeys to hide. But he knew, once the king saw the mangoes, he would want the tree for himself, and the monkeys would be in danger. So, the Monkey King came up with a brave idea. The river separated the mango tree from another safe forest across the water. The Monkey King found a tall bamboo, bent it across the river, and leapt from one tree to the other. Then he turned his body into a bridge. "Go," he cried. One by one, the monkeys walked across their king's back to safety. He held on, shivering, straining, until the very last monkey had crossed. But then, snap! The branch broke. The king fell hard onto the riverbank. The human king watched everything. He was amazed by the Monkey King's courage and sacrifice. He ordered his soldiers to stop. The human king rushed to the monkey and gently lifted him. "Why did you do this for your tribe?" The Monkey King whispered. "A leader's duty is to protect his people." The king ordered his men to guard the forest and never harm its creatures again. The monkeys lived happily, and the tree was never touched again. If you liked the story, share this with your friends and family, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting stories that teach us valuable life lessons.